Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
No, Vinny.
This week was utter insanity. One, for everyone in all of our videos in the last 2 months, when I've been saying the jobs report, this seems weird, I don't like it, and pretty much everyone unanimously was like, yeah, this is weird. We were right. 100%. Uh, this is not good. This is going to be a problem. I'm going to show you some charts and a quick recap of all the things that happened and what's going to happen next. But this is weird. No, it's not good. So what we're going to look at here, this is TLT. This is a 20-year Treasury yield. When do you think the jobs report came out? I'll let
I'm
you
gonna go with
guess.
that big white bar there, Alex.
Cool. Good call, man. You're a genius.
Yeah, yeah.
It actually pushed us up above this resistance. This is the 100, but basically we're coming up to a layer of resistance. We do have. Let me move my face. A lot of volume on that. Sexy, sexy volume. All right.
So is this price or yield?
This is TLT. So 20-year price,
The price. Okay.
not
So back
yield.
above 100.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, it's at like 87, but yeah.
Okay.
Here's
So
the
100
cues.
day.
Okay. Look at this bad boy here. You could
Yeah.
see, we had butted up against this. We were like, oh my gosh, are we going to have new highs? Probably not. It looks like we shouldn't because this stuff isn't making sense. But no, all the data kept on coming in great. And boom, new highs. Now, let me zoom in just a tad here. All right. This is more of a day trading thing. This is not a super reliable indicator for, you know,
Swing trade
investing
almost.
or swing trades, I guess you'll say. So this dashed pink line is called a 9 EMA. This is called a 20 EMA. It I won't really, definition doesn't really matter. But usually in day trading, not so much in this trading, when it drops below this 20, you could have a little bit of a changing of a direction here. So, for instance, you can
Okay.
see this 9 is always going this direction below the 20 when we're negative. You have your cross right here, and then it has yet to go below that line again. Okay? We
Okay.
touched it here, bounced off. We fell below it on volume. Okay? Once again, this is not heavy for overall market, more day trading, but it is interesting nonetheless because we have a significant amount of volume right here.
Hmm.
What happened? Okay, this is huge. One, I said last week, I think that the tiny chance we actually get a rate cut, but I think that there's going to be some change in the discussion. I think there's going to be some weird, maybe disagreement. I was right. All right, I got shit
We
for
are
that
certainly at
too.
that point. Yeah.
All right. So we had the Fed policy decision generates most governor dissents since 1993. Okay. Basically, it was Christopher Waller and Michelle Bowman. They both cast a vote to decrease by a quarter point. And this is the first time this has happened since 1993. Okay. There are seven federal, no,
9 voted for it.
what?
It was like 9-2, I believe, right?
No, there's seven total.
Oh, voting members versus non-voting members. Is that what we're getting into? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can't remember. But regardless, first time since 1993. All right. So real quick, this is what they said about September. We haven't made any. Now remember, this is before the jobs report. This really changes everything, which is kind of crabby that they had this meeting right before the jobs report, which does not help them. We haven't made any decisions about September. We'll be monitoring all incoming data and asking ourselves whether the federal fund rate is in the right place. So Waller, who voted for the cut, he's been also mentioned as a possible successor to Powell.
Hmm.
He's basically saying he's become increasingly worried that the job market is stalling out and wants the Fed to ensure that that doesn't happen. Wow, has this aged well within 48 hours. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Powell, in response to Waller's argument, so it's a reasonable base case is that effects on inflation could be short-lived, reflecting a one-time shift in price level, but it is also possible that the inflationary effects could instead be more persistent. So Waller is basically saying it's going to be a transient increase. It doesn't matter. I'm worried about the labor market. Jerome Powell's like, we just don't know yet, which, to be fair, they didn't as of this speech.
Yeah, I think he's talking about tariffs in particular, but
Yes.
Jerome Powell is not allowed to use the word transient anymore. I'm pretty sure it's actually banned. Yeah.
Nice. So here's the jobs report that came after this, which kind of really sucks for the Fed, right? They need this data to make educated decisions, and
Yeah.
it's not accurate. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported on Friday that 74,000 jobs were added instead of the 110,000. Okay. The report also revised job growth in May and June downward. May's gains were pared back by 125K to just 19,000 jobs, and June was pared back by 133,000 to just 14,000 jobs. I don't know if we have any people good at math here, but that's around the 90% incorrect mark.
Yeah. That's impressively wrong.
Yes. Now, how wrong was it, Vinny?
Wrong enough to lose your job.
Wrong enough to lose your job is the correct answer. So, President Trump on Friday accused BLS Dr. Erica
Yeah.
McGinter for
And Tarfer.
faking the numbers under Biden, right? It showed that the country added 258,000 fewer jobs in May and June. Basically, this has not happened since COVID, this big of an error, which COVID you kind of expect, okay?
It's
But
pretty
I had
volatile.
looked back before this. There was, I can't remember, it was like 110,000 mistake in 2008, but never this high ever before. So it's not a good record to shatter.
Yeah, no, that is not a good record to shatter, especially when you're thinking about the fact that we have significantly better data kind of aggregation skills than we used to have.
Yeah. There was times where there was a large annual change where they look back at the year before, but even the largest annual change wasn't. It was, I think it was 800K was the largest ever, and this was 258 in 2 months.
2 months,
So
yeah.
month over month, it is bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened here. I don't know. We're going to find something out in the next couple of weeks, but that's a huge mistake.
Yeah.
He said, I directed my team to fire this Biden political appointee immediately. She'll be replaced with someone much more competent and qualified, and the numbers were rigged. Oh, boy.
Oh, it's kind of scary to me, to be honest, in multiple ways. But
Yeah, it's a lose-lose for everybody, right? Like, we just want accurate shit. Like,
yeah,
come on.
well, we should. But the politicizing of that position is definitely going to lead to some interesting consequences. Put it that way, too.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah.
Because one, I'm going to talk about this at the end. This is going to be iffy.
Okay.
People are going to get mad. So the Fed governor steps down, Kugler. Okay, so she was not supposed to. She still had a couple years on the term, but she wrote in a letter to Trump, "I'm proud to have tackled this role with integrity, a strong commitment to serving the public, and with a data-driven approach, strongly based on my expertise in labor markets and inflation." Okay, so she's going to go back to teaching. They also had made a remark, I think it was in NBC, but they were kind of saying that the ball is in Trump's court now with this stepping down. And I couldn't tell, they were kind of politicizing this as well, where it's like, well, if you want to knock off statistics and go off of your own needs, but then the jobs report happens, it's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't know what to think. So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the losing of the job? Curious.
So, the jobs data being so inaccurate, is that what you're trying to say there?
No, the person getting fired.
I mean, if you're that wrong at your job, yeah, you probably should be fired. It's important data, particularly now, I would say, because the Federal Reserve is stuck in a tough place where we don't want to see inflation reaccelerate. We're not quite at our goal. However, you're certainly now you're also balancing the kind of Trump tariff war and trying to keep the economy from cracking and falling into like significant downturn here. Um, but you also don't want to reignite inflation. So I get that their job is really tough right now, and they need the best data possible. And if you're off by 250,000 jobs in a matter of 2 months, like you're clearly not providing accurate information
How?
for them to do what they need to do. It's
No.
just you have to worry now. Are we headed towards a China territory where we can't trust any of the numbers? Because now whoever Trump appoints may be just saying like, yeah, everything Trump does is gold.
Yeah. By the way, whenever someone ever says you can't trust China's numbers, this is a really good argument because we apparently can't trust our numbers either. So,
True.
not great. This is a massive mistake. Like I said, there was some variance in 2008. There was a little bit in 2012. Nothing remotely close on this level. Utter insanity. So, um, I think the unemployment rate's still 4.2. We'll have to see what happens here, but this was not good for the economy. Not ideal.
No, no, I agree. I mean, stock market reacted pretty violently to it. We've broken down through some kind of shorter term trend lines, so we'll see what it brings. But it might be a little bit red for the month of August here. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to say definitely. All right, guys.
Catch you next one.